y'all doing? This is your girl, Most Popular, the host of the Most Popular podcast, and we are at the Spotlight Cinema for the Freedom Fest Film Festival. And next to me, I have a lovely young lady.
Thank you.
Tell them what's your name.
Yes, greetings. My name is Dr. German Mama G Mornair Bay.
And where are you from, Mama G?
I'm universal.
Oh, I like that.
I was born in Jerusalem. My dad is Ethiopian Hebrew. My dad, my mom's Creole, Louisiana. So I guess you could say I'm here in Columbia now after many years. Right now, this is home.
Yes, we are in Columbia, South Carolina. Columbia, the city, not the country, right?
Right, right.
Let them know. Have you been to Columbia, the country?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I have not. My area is Africa, the motherland.
Yes. So we are at the film festival, and I don't want to assume, and the viewers don't want to assume that you are an actress, right? So are you an actress?
Oh no. Well, I mean, some people say I missed my calling. Okay. I should have been an actress.
So explain to us, how are you in the film world?
Okay.
What is your role?
My role is as I've helped choreography, and I am an African martial scientist. This has been something I've done for 50 years. So I work with a lot of people on film.
Okay.
I am a behavioral scientist.
Okay.
Urban anthropologist, a people study person. And this is important when you do film.
Yeah,
that you know humans.
So let's talk a little bit about reality versus non-reality in film, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you deal with. So how hard is it for you to see someone that you personally know and they're one way, and then you've seen them in film acting as something opposite of who they are? Like, what is your personal point of view?
I'm impressed if they can go from a person that I normally know into somebody just totally different. I'm impressed. That is acting. For example, you have, and I'm going to say it out loud.
Okay.
You have the Woman King. Well, the Woman King, the Dahomey female warriors, the original ones, were not virgins.
Oh, okay.
They were polyandrous. That meant they had more than one husband. A lot of them had 4 husbands.
Okay.
So to make them a virgin is totally not against, but the opposite of history. Okay. So like things of that nature. If we're going to do history, let's do history.
So you basically sort of like coach these actors and actresses in a way,
yes,
right?
Yes, so young people especially.
Let's say for like the villains, right?
Okay.
In real life, they're not really that person, but I can see how the stigma works when you're stuck with that role of that person, and you're like, that's not me. It was a movie. Like, how do you help them?
Well, I'm going to make that very personal. I'm not going to say who.
Okay.
But somebody asked me to do a movie many years ago and be the African word. They wanted me to be an evil person. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to get paid. But they wanted me to put a bone in my nose and a bone in my head.
Okay, and we know
that Africans we don't look like that. So I don't know where you got that from, but no,
that's a whole nother story.
Right, that's a whole nother story next time. Right. Of course, there are people who do the martial arts movies. I do martial science.
Okay.
There's no way you're going to catch a bullet in your teeth.
Okay. You hear that here. Right.
Right. You're not going to do that, right? And you're not going to fight off 200 people.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Unless you're the Matrix.
Well, even that.
What was it called? One turning to like 30 people.
30 people, you know.
I'm speaking
about. Yeah, you know, so, and there's nothing wrong with running.
Okay, right.
Nothing. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to count to 5 and see if you get the answer right. And it's okay if you don't. So, which country did Forrest Gump in the movie Forrest Gump did he go to when he joined the ping pong All-American team?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Was it China or was it Sweden?
It would have to be
One,
China.
two, correct. It was China.
Oh,
Good
thank
job.
you. Okay.
Well, tell the people again, what is your name? Wait. Before we
Okay.
go there, I want to ask you one question. What
Yes,
makes
ma'am.
you most popular?
I am and I'll go back to the entertainer, and I tell the truth. What do the young people say? I am no cap, no cap.
No cap.
I tell the truth. I am a visionary. So
There you
I'm
go.
transparent.
And that's what makes Mama G most
Right.
popular. So now you tell them what is your name again and what is your social media and where they can find you.
Okay. Dr. Juman, Mama G, Mornair Bay. I am on Facebook. And that's it. Social media. I'm on YouTube. So I have lots of fighting things on YouTube. So if you want to see me kicking
Kicking
the area, but can I say but? Okay. But I thank you very much, daughter, for all that you do.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you for being a guest on the Most Popular Podcast.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Welcome back. This is your girl, Most Popular, the host of the Most Popular Podcast, and we're here at Freedom Fest in Columbia, South Carolina. And next to me, who do we have?
My name is Genevieve McDevitt. I am a writer producer in South Carolina.
Ooh, so where are you from?
Oh, I'm actually from a little town
Okay.
outside of Kansas City,
Ooh,
Missouri, where I
nice.
actually grew up in Tornado Alley. And actually, the movie Twister
I
is the
was
reason
gonna say.
why I actually got into the film industry, because I wanted to be a meteorologist when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I had a love for tornadoes and storms. And when I saw that movie, I actually got very curious about film.
Okay.
And that is the whole reason why I got into the film industry. And
Wow.
ironically, the last film that I just worked on that's going to be released in September, 3 members of the original Twister movie was in that film. I know.
Nice.
It's like a full circle moment,
No,
right?
listen, this is surreal for you. I bet it is, especially coming from that town. I must say, I love Twister. I know they remade it, or they're gonna did they remake it? already?
They made it called Twisters, and it's amazing.
Right,
You
I
should
haven't
see it.
seen it, but that is a beautiful. I love that movie. So that is congratulations to you. I love that for you. So, how do you handle creative disagreements with your crew when you guys are filming and
I've never been in that position to have a disagreement.
I love it.
So,
Or has anyone ever felt uncomfortable?
I'm a chameleon in this industry, so I'm used to dealing with diverse people.
I love it.
You know,
You need more
amazing
people like you.
directors, bad directors, amazing actors,
You know,
crazy
I only
actors.
ask because I can only imagine that this is a hectic world. As a director, you're here, you're there, and you probably turn into like so many different personalities, right? Because you want this to be the best, right?
I typically work in the production office, though, so I deal
Okay.
with the entire crew.
Oh.
So I don't really have to deal with the day-to-day
Okay,
craziness
okay,
that
I see.
happens, but if I did have a problem with somebody or they had a problem or whatever, I'm the fixer of everything. So I always make sure that all of our productions try to run smooth as
Okay,
possible,
so there you go.
on time and on budget.
There's always a fixer on production.
Always, you're always putting out fires, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question. Let's see, which one can I ask you? Who was the first African American person to win an Oscar? Was it Sidney Poitier or was it Hattie McDaniel? I'm gonna count to 5 and you can give one answer.
I hope it was Sidney Poitier.
Really? Sorry. A lot of people think it was Sidney, but no, it was Hattie McDaniel.
When was that? What year was that?
I'm not sure, but that was the person to win the first
Wow,
Oscar.
he was an incredible actor.
Yes.
When I used to do acting, I would he did A Raisin in the Sun, and I used to do that monologue all the time because
Okay,
he was
you're
such
right.
an incredible actor.
Right. So I want you to tell the people what makes you most popular.
I don't know if I'm popular because
Oh, you're popular.
oh no, I'm a very humble person. Typically, when people ask me about my career, I somehow pivot to talk about you.
Okay.
Like somehow or another,
Yes.
I have like a problem with talking about myself. But when I'm passionate about productions and things that I
Which
do,
is why you're a director, producer, because you want to make people feel welcome
I am
and
a
good.
writer producer.
A writer. Okay,
Writer,
there you go.
producer.
So how does the writing process work for you? Is it your personal experiences, or do you collab, like meet with people and hear their stories out, and then you write for them?
No, I have so many stories inside me, and um, I do go on a lot of personal
Okay.
experiences. I'm an action.
Action.
I'm an action-packed historical writer.
Like
So I love history. I love military. I love war, and that's the kind of stuff. I am not your average
that.
Hallmark writer or anything like
She
that.
is not boring,
I'm not
people.
your rom-com writer. I'm just very action-packed. So
Okay.
I go on personal experiences. I do my research, and if I fall in love with a story, I'm gonna write about it.
Okay. I love that. So make sure you tell them your name again and what's your social media where they can find you.
My name is Genevieve McDevitt. You can just type my name on social media or IMDb, and I'm also you can also find me on my website glam-ent.com.
There you go. Thank you for being a guest on the Most Popular Podcast.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
How you doing? This is your girl Most Popular, the host of the Most Popular Podcast, and we're here at the Film Festival Freedom Fest.
Yay.
Very excited. Tell them what is your name.
Hi, I'm Sahaya Abiel.
Oh, pretty name, Sahaya.
Yes.
Can you spell it for us?
Yes, Syhaya.
Okay, really, really good.
Thank you.
So you are an actress, correct?
Correct.
Is that all you do? You only act?
Well, let me tell you, okay, the new word is multi-hyphenate.
Right.
So I do the most, but I
Okay.
think most actors kind of have to do that these
Right,
days. So I
right.
also write, produce, direct,
Okay.
and I teach yoga and wellness as well.
Nice. So tell the people where you're from, because we want to know. Where you from?
Yes. Well, I'm originally, I moved around a lot, but I went to high school and grew up in Columbia, South Carolina.
A native.
Yes,
You're in
yes,
Columbia,
yes.
South Carolina.
And,
Good.
yeah, and then and after Columbia, I went to New York, and
Yes.
it's been a long time there.
So you did serve as a panelist today, and I was there, and you guys gave a lot of information and gems for those of you who want to get into the movie industry. So tell me, what was the most fun part? Because you're from the South, Columbia, South Carolina. You've moved to New York, and then you were in the West Coast, California. So you had the best of all three worlds.
It's really a varied experience. I will say that.
So be honest, what was the most fun as an actress?
I mean, okay, there's going to be reasons for everything, right? And because I have been to these places and other places, I'm going to say every place has something really, really special.
Okay.
And that's not just a PC answer. But I'm going to say, New York City, there's no place like New York.
Listen, I am from New York, and I'm not trying to be biased, but that leads me to my next question. When you think of movies, you instantly, I mean, at least for me growing up, Hollywood, California. I have to move to California, but New York also has its movie scene. But ultimately, is it true? Do you have to move to California to become a big movie star?
Well, that's a tricky question because, the answer is yes and no.
Okay.
Right? I don't think that you have to live there and be there full time, especially in today's climate where a lot of the auditions are starting off from home anyway. A lot of the big studios are in Los Angeles, however. So, once you're in the career, you might end up working in LA at some point, and I do think that's kind of the norm, and the award ceremonies and big things are in Los Angeles.
So that's the end goal, you would say.
Well, I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying it's going to be a part of your life.
Right.
If your goal is to be a movie star, LA is going to be a part of your life.
Okay, so
right?
be ready to live the Cali life, California
Right now,
dream.
we do have big studios in Atlanta, and of course, New York is like on the streets and still has some studios as well.
Right.
So I think we've got a varied ways of being in the industry without having to live in LA.
Okay. So, what is your favorite acting style?
Acting style? I mean, comedy is
I like comedy.
I'm learning to really love that. I came up doing drama, and it was just because I was very dramatic.
You seem very humorous. You got jokes.
Comedy's fun. It's just fun is for me, like at this point, it's like fun is the goal, and so if you can have fun, and that's usually what comedy is, then why not?
And all of the projects that you've been a part of, which one has been the most challenging to adapt to as a character?
The most challenging? I'm gonna say it's a mix of the most challenging and rewarding. I did a recently, just a few years, I did a voiceover character for a video game, but it was also a story. So it was a unique
Okay.
video game. It was an indie video game, and it's a story of the coming of a band, the making of a band.
Okay.
And I think it was really, the challenge was it's just my voice,
Right.
right? And while I knew what my character looked like and I knew what the actions were going to be, I was voicing it without seeing the full
Okay.
physicality.
Okay.
And so coming up with emotion, I had a lot of emotion and I had a lot of real relation and storytelling. And sometimes you weren't necessarily, in the room with the other.
Yeah.
Well, we actually mostly were in the room with the other people, so that was beautiful. But it can be challenging to really
Right.
bring something to life when you're not physically the thing
right.
in the space. Yeah.
That is definitely understandable.
Yes.
So, do you plan to be a producer, director eventually? Because I know you're an actress and you say you have that then, but like a lawyer, the ultimate goal of being a lawyer is to become a judge, right? And then after the judge, you may become the mayor. So in acting, what is the steps?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question.
Are the most people or actors just go in other careers, other directions?
I think there's a multitude of responses to that.
I
I think
would agree to
there's
that.
so many of us actors. I think we choose so many different paths.
Yeah.
And I said earlier, jokingly but seriously, the multi hyphenate.
Right.
I think that's the way of the world right now too. It's like there's very few people that are like, I'm just an actor and that's it.
Right.
That was originally my goal.
Right.
That would have been nice theoretically. I'll say because I didn't. That's not how things panned out. But now one of the things I'm starting to become more passionate about is writing. It's being in service to the story, and
Okay.
being an actor is a storytelling, right?
Right.
Being a storyteller. So now, especially as an actor and wanting to see more roles that I would want to be in,
Yeah.
or that I would want to hear about and tell, it kind of is pushing me to that writing and like you gotta
Okay.
tell those stories.
And with that being said, I definitely want to know what is your outlook or input in this. As an actor, actress, or actors, like what do you prefer, actor or actress?
I'm fine with
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Some people I think maybe have a strict. I've had people. I said
right.
actor myself.
That's-
People are like actress. And
That's
I'm
like the professor versus teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a professor.
yeah.
The starting over, the messing up, like how frustrating or is it frustrating for you? Because I'm a professional myself, and I also do content, and I'm the type stop, cut, do it again until we get it right. And I know it can be frustrating for the person who think they're doing their best. Elaborate on that.
It's all about your team.
Okay.
I think if you
So there should be a connection.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that everyone wants that environment where you have a trusted director and you have a trusted crew, and that's really a beautiful thing. And so when that's the case, and they stop you and they give you direction and you redo it,
So you don't
it's-
get offended.
It's no, it's
Okay.
it's part of the work.
Right.
The whole point of having a crew, someone
Right.
outside myself, is because they can see things I can't.
There you go.
If it's never at my point in my career, and I hope for all actors, is like you got to know you're enough.
Right.
You got to know that you're worthy. So it's not a criticism or a critique isn't that you're not worthy. If somebody is directing you or saying it in a way that's making you feel unworthy, then that's their problem. You're always worthy. So if it's just making a slight adjustment,
Right.
I'd rather make that adjustment and
Definitely
have the work and
To
myself
make
look
the
good.
movie great. Everyone should definitely be taking this advice.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, who is your favorite actor or actress?
Oh, so many.
Well, who is one that you would like to collaborate with?
This is the pause because this has changed so much over the years. I feel like there used to be like such direct answers, and I was so
Right.
ready, and now I'm like, oh,
Especially now with the indie,
yes. Oh my gosh, this is funny. I did not think this is the one thing that I would get stumped on, and here we am.
like you said, there's so many, and I'm pretty sure you admire a lot of actresses and actors from back in the days,
Yes.
even the new ones,
I've
because
got
everybody's
one.
doing their thing.
I want to say Ingenue Ellis.
Okay.
She played the mother in King Richard, the Serena story opposite Will Smith.
Oh, okay. I have not gotten a chance to see that, but now I will.
You got to see that film.
Okay.
Aside from whatever happened at the Olympics.
Well, what is her name again?
Ingenue Ellis.
Angelina Ellis, if you ever get to see
Yeah,
her.
look her up. You've probably
She's
already
gonna
seen
view
her.
up, so you guys can collaborate.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal actress, and to that point, she may not yet be a household name for some, but if you look up her work, she should.
You
be.
know, that's something that you guys, as the panelists, were speaking on. One thing about it in these indie industries, The outer people don't know you, but everyone in the circle knows you, and that's
Exactly.
all that really matters.
Looking at and respecting their work for sure.
And lastly, I would like for you to tell the people what makes you most popular.
What makes me most popular? I think it's just the fun of it all, right? I'm
Okay.
somebody who respect and fun because I'm always going to respect you. I'm always going to demand respect, but I'm going to show respect, which
There
is
you
what
go.
makes that work. And for me, like I said, at the end of the day, it's having fun. It's telling a story. We're storytellers. At the end
Right.
of the day, we're telling a story.
There you
If we're not making that fun, what are we doing?
That is
So
true.
I hope and believe that would be something that people see and think about me is it's a showing of respect, a demanding of respect, and also making it fun.
Love it, love it, love it. First, by the way, I love the look. It's really nice.
Thank
Black
you,
and white
thank you.
effect. Tell them what's your name again, your beautiful name, and what is the social media where they can find you.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Sahaya Aviel. I will spell that for you because that is my social media as well. It's at Sahaya Aviel. Sahaya Syhaya, and then another Aviel. So one more time at Sahaya Aviel.
Get it right.
Syhaya. A V as in Victor, IEL.
There you go, and I'm your girl most popular.
Yes.
Welcome. This is your girl most popular, the host of the most popular podcast, and we here at Spotlight Cinema for the premiere of
Diaries of the Miller Family.
There
Part
you
two.
go, part two. Excuse
Right.
me. So, what is your name first?
James Adai.
Speak on them. James.
James Adai.
Okay, where you from, James?
I was born in Ghana.
Ooh, Africa.
Yeah.
So, what inspires you to write movies?
My ex-wife, her
Okay,
family,
shout out to you, ex-wife.
yeah, her family came from Virginia,
Okay.
but she was born in Philadelphia, and we have 2 daughters.
Okay.
And during the summer, we take the girls to the country to see family and all that. And they live in not too big a house, but reasonable.
Okay.
And they will invite people, and you have dozens of people in the house cooking, we eating, drinking,
Good time. Good time.
having a good time. And nobody ever had an argument. They didn't fight, nothing,
So no conflict.
no conflict.
Okay.
And they had 8 kids, and they decided all the kids should go to college.
So this is what inspired Diary, the Miller's diary. Wait, say it again.
Diaries
of a Miller family.
Yeah.
That's what inspired. So you would say this is based on real events?
Sure.
So on your life and your wife and
Yeah,
your
I was
children?
involved.
Oh, you were involved.
Yeah.
Okay. Really
Right.
nice.
I've been sitting there eating.
Okay.
Sometimes they talk about family. I don't know them.
Right.
So I just sit in the corner and listen. And what I decided to do was to use them as a template
Okay.
to write my novel.
All right. So we are in part 2, and there was a to be continued because I did see the
Yeah.
premiere event. It was really good.
Right.
What can we expect for part 3? Because the last scene was dramatic.
Yes. Well, they had
I mean, you don't got to give it all, but give
Yes.
a little something.
yeah, they had a wedding, and of course, the bride ran away. Everybody was chasing her.
Right.
So part 3 is going to be what happens next.
Okay. Okay. So can you give us a little insight of part 1? Because I never seen part 1,
Okay.
and I advise everyone to go look up part 1 because I am.
Okay. All right.
What was part 1 about?
Part 1 was about the first child of the family. He was-
Okay. Okay. So
a male.
transitioning to the other children.
yeah.
Okay. I see.
He went to war, and when he came back, he wanted to marry his high school sweetheart.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask you a question,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna count to 5, and you have to get the answer right. If you don't, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
So, where was the Lord of the Rings filmed? Was it in New Zealand or Australia? 1, 2, 3.
London.
And it was New Zealand. It's okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Guess what? I should have known that my niece is
Okay.
involved.
In that movie?
Yes.
What a coincidence. And what is your niece's name?
Cynthia Adai Robinson.
Oh, look at that. That's good for you.
Yeah, that's my niece.
Okay, so also we are in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina.
Yes.
So why here?
Oh, because I was trying to find a film crew.
Oh,
I
film
live in the
crew.
DC area,
Okay.
and I was disappointed. People would say, "Okay, yeah, we'll do it," and then they don't follow up.
Okay.
So someone referred me to a film called Daya.
Okay, that's very good. Yes, as we know, the Columbia scene is definitely growing in the film industry. We are here today. Is Freedom Fest / Film Festival. So there are other movies premiering here. Shout outs to Andrew and Faith.
Okay.
And I do want to bring in Jay Juice, Mr. Johnny B. Good.
Okay.
So he can discuss what was his part in this movie. Come in. Okay.
What's going on?
So tell him what's your name.
How everybody doing? I'm Jay Juice, aka Jay Juice.
So tell him what was your role in the movie.
My role, I'm the movie producer and the director of this movie right here.
Okay, so is this your first movie you directed, or you're not new to this?
I'm not new to this. I have done a lot of short film. If you go on YouTube and all that, and you go on the Jay Juice 803, you're gonna see a lot of my film and videos.
Okay, so I did wanted to ask you, what was the most challenging film that you've ever made? And tell us where we can find your movies, because we want to look them up.
The first one, actually, is a very challenging because I was using a different film crew, and there was a lot of drama.
Okay.
You know, it took us more than 3 days to finish it. Right, but this one took only 1 day.
Oh, okay, Mr. Johnny.
That's what we do.
So Johnny, I'm gonna ask you, who's your favorite actor or
My
actress?
favorite, Denzel Washington, of course.
Denzel.
Yeah, you know,
Everybody loves Denzel.
Yes.
Well, tell them where's your social media where they can find you, and again where we can find your movies.
Okay, I'm on Facebook, but not too active. But Johnny is only both of my social media.
So right now, Johnny is the face. And what is the name of your movie production company?
Oh, James Adai Productions.
Okay, there you go. And tell them where they can find you.
Everybody can follow me at JJuice803, JJuice803. That's where you can find all my movies, all my music, and anything is related with James. You can find it there too, because we're doing big things. So make sure you follow me, JJuice803. And of course, I want to thank Nunu, because this is the most popular podcast. Yo, this is the hottest thing in the South. So y'all gotta make sure y'all follow it. Make sure you look at it, follow it. Do everything you have to do. If you're an artist, if you're a movie producer, listen, this is the place to be. I'm telling you. When she doing the thing, this is like professional stuff. This is the new thing. You know, so make sure you get in touch with her so you can be in this show. That's right. So if you got an event, if you're a movie producer, if you're a model, if you got a fashion show, if you got a dream, if you got to go, this is the place for you to show your stuff and show your talent. Let the people know who you are, because she's gonna make sure she's gonna make sure the world know about you. So if nobody know about you, listen. If you even got a manager, get in touch with her. You're gonna need a manager. You're like, I need a manager. No, you don't need a manager. No, you don't. You get over here. If you got a talent, if you can just do this, that's fine. You can come over here and let them know why you do this and all that. You know, that's right.
This is what I love to do. I love to make everyone feel most popular, not just myself. And I want to say congratulations to all the actors, everyone who's a part of this. Everyone did amazing, and most importantly, everyone looked fabulous.
Fabulous.
Thank you for being a guest in the most popular.
Thank you for having us.
William Miller and Lillian Jenkins. Let it be known that they will no longer be two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. That being said, if there's anybody present within the sound of my voice that feel that this joining shall not come to pass, let them speak now or forever hold their peace.
You have to be quiet back here.
Ladies, go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us who you play. My name is Sheila. I play the extra in the movie, but I thought it was very. Yeah, I seen you over there dancing. Hey guys, my name is Sheree. I'm also known as Mother the guys who in the back. I was an extra, but also I was the producer of The Bride. I had an amazing time, and I can't wait for the next premiere, the next episode.
We have two daughters, so we'll go down there.
And Miss Earlene, how you doing, honey?
Do the summer.
Hello, you guys. This is Early, the Early Boy Show LLC. Y'all one and only Lady East on that. I am so happy, you guys. I was an extra, but I was in the bag and putting Courtney.
And they
Yeah. And
Send me a copy. You have a number.